down. We went all the way down to 80K, and you can see everything that I mentioned before is happening right now. Like I said before, if we do a double bottom right here, then it would be recovery. If we break this support, that means no double bottom, and we come down to 74K, possibly recover from there. If 74K is broken again, then we come down here to 69K, and then so on and so forth, right? So if we break 74K, we come down to 69K after that. All right, so we have that right there. Pretty much everything that I mentioned before is happening in real time. So it's, a little bit repetitive, but like I said, it's, you just have to wait. You just have to be patient. If this is a double bottom, we'll take off and have a good breakout from here. So we'll see if that is the case. But again, if this breaks 74K, possible recovery. If this breaks 69K, possible recovery from there. And then we also have the MACD here indicating that more buying pressure is coming in. The lightly shaded red area is pretty much indicating that buying pressure is starting to come in. And then as you can see here, this is the more selling pressure that's coming in. So we're going to start seeing more selling pressure here, and we should see a push downwards towards, this should be what brings us to 74K. And then this is the daily chart, by the way, on the %R trend exhaustion. We're coming down here to the bottom of that. So we're still selling it off. We're going to see a lot of overselling here. It's already oversold, but it's probably going to oversell a little bit more. Do something similar to here, like how it bottomed out, flattened out, and then continued up. And that would be conducive with the theory that we're going down to 69K. So I think 74K to 69K is definitely coming soon. We can pull up the 4-hour chart here. Then looking at the 4-hour chart, like I said, a little bit of buying pressure coming in, but selling pressure could easily take over, which it probably will. We're oversold, but all of this short-term trend has to do is come down a little bit more, and we can become even more oversold, and then a recovery. So that's still conducive with the 74K to 69K theory there. So I think we're probably going to end up pulling back a lot more. Coming here to the weekly chart, this is also very telling. Looking at the MACD on the weekly chart, we see buying pressure started to come in, but now we're starting to see selling pressure. Looks like it wants to start speeding up again. So we're probably going to see some more selling pressure coming in just looking at the weekly chart, which is still conducive to everything that I said in the previous video. And as you can see here, we're seeing pullback here on the %R trend exhaustion. So we have a little bit more ways to go down for it to become oversold. I reckon that the short-term trend will come down here, and then the long-term trend will be like here, and then maybe they'll do something like this and then continue downwards further on throughout the year. So it's definitely not going to be a good year for Bitcoin. We've been seeing everything going up. Stocks have been going up. They've been pretty much recovering. We've seen a pullback inside stocks yesterday, but overall stocks have been recovering, but Bitcoin has been going down, and that just is pretty much because of what everyone is saying, the debasement trade. You can go ahead and watch other people's channel for that type of information. But pretty much the US dollar is being devalued. People do not want to put their money inside of risky assets such as Bitcoin and crypto. So now you're going to start seeing money flow into gold, silver, precious metals, old school stuff. So all this new school stuff is going out the window. People don't trust the US dollar anymore. The US took over Venezuela, the US sanctioned Russia. And now all these countries are looking like, look, we don't trust the US anymore. They could literally just try to take over. We're trying to take over Greenland. We're trying to start wars with everybody. So now people don't trust the US. So they're getting out of the US dollar. And BRICS is now doing trades inside of all the BRICS currencies. And they don't want one strong currency. They want a unit of currencies. And that's why BRICS is getting big and the US dollar is going down. And also that's why Bitcoin is not doing well either, because Bitcoin is a risky asset. So now they're trying to get into stuff that's not as risky. And that's just kind of a crash course on what's going on and why Bitcoin is dumping while stocks and stuff like that were taking off. Stocks were doing really well, but Bitcoin was dumping, and that's exactly why. And yeah, there's really nothing you can do about that. Just if you're not in the US, it's not a problem to you because you don't need to use US dollars. If you are in the US, you better start putting money inside of stocks and inside of different metals like silver and stuff like that. Maybe put your money inside of gold, silver. Gold and silver are probably going to have a pullback phase here like it's doing now. I was actually about to open a short on silver yesterday, but I didn't end up doing it. But anyways, it's overbought. We're going to start seeing pullbacks in a lot of these other things that are going up, and then you'll probably end up seeing stuff like Bitcoin having a pump after Bitcoin pulls back to like 69K or something, 74 to 69K. And like I said before, head and shoulders pattern, that's exactly what's happening right now. So it's only a matter of time. And also, like I mentioned before, with Bitcoin, it should, like, if it comes down to 74 to 69K, as stocks start going down, the money starts coming out of silver, the money starts coming out of gold, the money starts coming out of all these different assets. You'll probably start to see crypto going up a little bit. But ultimately, I still think crypto is going to be bearish for this year. So for this year, yeah, it's not going to be too good for crypto. I would focus your attention on things like silver and gold and stocks. I wouldn't really be focused, and on foreign stocks too, not just American stocks. Like, money is leaving America. That's all you need to know, is money is leaving America. So, focus on stuff that is independent of America, like stocks from other countries, silver, gold, platinum, copper. These types of things are doing very well because they are independent of America. So anything independent of America will do well. Other than crypto, crypto is a risky asset, and people are getting away from risk on assets. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys here. I know some people are curious about other things. I'm not going to ever do individual videos on altcoins because it's honestly pointless. They're always going to follow Bitcoin, and it's pointless to do individual videos. But I know people do care about some of these, so we'll talk about these in other videos. If you leave a comment saying, "Hey, do AVNT, do PENGU penguins and all that," then I know you're not watching the full videos, because I am talking about these coins, but I'm talking about them at the end of the videos. So make sure you're watching these videos, because I won't be making individual videos on the altcoins. But yeah, same thing for Avantis. Avantis is at 28 cents. As Bitcoin comes down, you'll probably end up seeing Avantis going back down to 22 cents. As Bitcoin pulls back, it's going to pull back Avantis and everything else as well. So I'll probably see this going down further to 22 cents. PENGU penguins, like I mentioned before in all my other videos, 0.005. That's the target price for PENGU penguins. As Bitcoin pulls back down lower, we're going to be looking for 0.005. So prepare for that. And then what else? We got Zcash. I've been talking about $210 Zcash. So everything that I said is happening, is just taking time. Zcash is going to end up pulling back down to $210. So get ready for that. What else do people care about? CC, Canton. I made a video on Canton, and I was wrong on Canton. I thought Canton was going to have a pullback, but it did not have a pullback. It went down just a little bit, and then it kept going upwards. So I guess you can do your own independent research on Canton, since I was wrong on that one. What else? Oh yeah, Canton. Maybe Canton has a double top and then starts pulling back, because it just now topped out at the same price, and it's overbought on the %R trend exhaustion. So maybe it starts to pull back now. And then bearish divergence, boom, 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 bearish divergence on the MACD. Should start seeing a pullback for a CAN now. So maybe I'm wrong about it again. So definitely do your own research. I always say I'm not a financial advisor, none of this financial advice, but yeah, I was wrong on that Canton thing here. But if it starts pulling back now and doing a double top, then I was right. I just had the timing wrong. So yeah, that's what we got with Canton. What else do people care about? Nothing else really. I don't really talk about any other altcoins. Someone mentioned ZORA. Again, watch these videos all the way through, because I'm not going to be doing individual altcoin videos. ZORA, I mean, same thing. I really have nothing to say about ZORA when I look at it, other than prepare for 2 cents. If you look back here, support at 2 cents. So prepare for 2 cents on ZORA. And if it continues to pull back as Bitcoin pulls back, then prepare for 0.014. So yeah, prepare for lower prices there on ZORA. What else? That's pretty much it. So yeah, this is all I got for you guys today.